Not all scandals begin with shouting. Some are born in silence, behind closed doors, behind exclusive walls, among expensive fabrics, unspoken promises, and egos that refuse to lose. In a world where big names are currency, a single small mistake can ignite a fire that burns everything down. And this time, that fire was sparked at the crossroads of power, image, and address. That name, Meghan Markle, a woman who once stood at the peak of a modern fairy tale. From Hollywood screens to a royal altar, then stepping away carrying her own version of the story. The world followed. The media dissected every move she made. And fashion, always a part of that narrative. Every color she wore, every cut of fabric, every luxury house draped on her body spoke volumes. Until one day, whispers began to surface. Soft, but poisonous. Dior, a name not attached lightly to just anyone. A fashion house built on history, discipline, and a reputation guarded like a crown. Dior does not shout. Dior does not argue in public. They move quietly. And when they stop moving, the fashion world knows something is wrong. They say it all began with a dress. Not just any dress. A couture gown lent in trust, as is customary behind the scenes of this industry. Borrow, wear, return. An unwritten ritual protected by ethics and respect. But the dress never came back. Time passed. Weeks turned into months. Months into years. Until one day, the public saw it again. That dress, alive, on the same body. Not in a private fitting. Not buried in an old archive, but in public view under flashing cameras. Consumed by the world. And that was when everything changed. To some, it was a small story, an overblown fashion drama. But to an industry built on trust, this was no trivial matter. It was about boundaries, about control, about who holds power over the narrative. Dior, according to circulating accounts, did not respond with loud anger. They did something far colder. They stepped away, closed the door, cut off access. No clarification, no collaboration, no invitations, no second chances. Blocked. A simple word, yet in elite circles it means total erasure, as if someone never existed. And for a public figure like Meghan, it wasn't just rejection, it was a signal that a world once rolling out red carpets was now recalculating. That reputation, no matter how powerful, remains fragile when it collides with controversy. The public split. Some defended, some mocked. Some claimed it was nothing more than an exaggerated rumor. Others believed it marked the climax of a long chain of conflicts between Meghan and powerful institutions, from a monarchy to the media and now, fashion. But one thing could not be ignored: Dior's silence. And in the world of major brands, silence is never empty. Silence is a statement. Meghan, meanwhile, kept moving forward. As always, with a trained smile, controlled gestures, and an image carefully maintained. Yet the shadow followed her. Unanswered questions lingered. Was this just about a dress or a symbol of something far deeper? Because behind expensive fabrics, there is always politics. Behind collaboration, there is always power. And behind every icon, there is always a story that was never meant to be told. This scandal, true or not, reveals one crucial truth. In the digital age, perception often outweighs fact. A narrative can build, but it can also destroy. And when big names collide, not everyone walks away a winner. Maybe this isn't about Dior. Maybe it isn't entirely about Meghan either. Maybe it's about a world increasingly hungry for drama, about how symbols of luxury can become tools of judgment, about how a single moment can erase years of carefully constructed image. And in the end, the biggest question isn't whether the dress was returned. But what was truly lost after all of this? Trust? Reputation? Or the illusion that the glamorous world is always as beautiful as it appears? Because when the spotlight fades, when the cameras stop rolling, what remains is not silk or famous names, but consequences. And in a world like this, no one is truly immune.